they announced today, obviously in the official Yodo stream, that the Primes were coming to Transformers Earth Wars. So this is the first screenshot they're showing on the stream. As you can see there, huge Prime. So the idea is that it's going to fill a 9th slot. So the 9th slot will be only for your Prime. It won't be for any other bot. Prime only. So the good thing about this though is that the Primes don't have any cooldown. So you can keep playing with them, keep playing with them, keep playing with them. So you can assign the same Prime to multiple teams if you like. And as you get more, you could probably put different Primes in with different teams to try and emphasize something in the team, I imagine. So as you can see there, this is the screen where you will eventually select your Prime. As you can see there, we've got the bot with 2 abilities. Now the way this will work is that the first will be their DPS, how they'll sort of interact when they're attacking, and the other one will be what happens when they hit the floor of the battlefield, and that'll be their ability, so to speak. It was a bit confusing at first. When I thought ability, I thought you mean ability like we have in the game. No, the ability is what they'll do when they're dropped, what effect they'll do, what damage they'll do, stuff like that. And then obviously the next one is simply what they do when they're attacking, which will be whatever bot they are. So there will be a campaign for the Primes. So it's not something we'll have to do an event for. It's not something we'll have to spend on. To get the Primes is free to play. It's simply a Prime campaign. Loads of people have been crying out for campaigns for years. And I've always said that the team won't do them because they're time consuming. But here we are with a new campaign for the Primes. Well, for the first Prime anyway. So as you can see there, that is the building in action. Obviously getting really crowded on the battlefield now, but it is another building that will need enable just to be able to get the Primes. It will be available from HQ9, I think they said it would be. So, you know, lower players, new players will be able to get the Primes at a very early stage in the game. So as you can see there, you've got the Prime Lab. This is where you will go in and check on your Primes. Then we've got the upgraded lab. As you can see there, at the minute it uses Energon to upgrade. I presume that will still be the same, but who knows? Again, there's a lot of things that will change in playtest. A lot of stats will change, a lot of amounts. So don't look at that. I think it will be just over 1 million to upgrade from level 1 to 2. It may increase, it may decrease. Who knows? But we will upgrade the level with Energon, it seems. And this is the Prime in the showroom. As you can see there, we've got the passive ability and the special ability. You've got the level and you've got the rank as well. So the idea is that you will level it with XP like you do any other bot. So you can take it in events and level it up. It will take a share of the XP. So if you take it into battle, it will take a share of the XP like with any other bot. But the difference is you need to rank it up as well. So you will rank it up with a separate resource which will be available in bundles and available in events. So the idea is that I imagine that the resource to rank these up will be put in events, and they'll be put at, like they do with shards, like they do with anything else, they'll put different increments throughout the event. So it is a 70k event for this resource. If you do 30k, you'll still get some resources. If you do 70k, you'll get the most. So it might be that you need 100k to go up to rank 5 or something, and I might have a rank 5 because I've completed the event, where you might be a rank 3 or rank 4 because you've not been completing the event. But you can still rank up your Megatronus or whatever Prime it is completely free to play. Completely free to play. So you don't have to worry about it. But if you want to, as always, be at the top of your game, use complete events. And if you want to be at the real top end of the game, then you're probably going to need to spend money. But as always, it's always available free to play for everyone eventually. So as you can see there, we're going to have individual spark, it seems, for all the Primes. So obviously Megatronus spark will only work on Megatronus. I imagine they're gonna have a Megatronus event with universal spark maybe coming in later, maybe that you could level different ones up at a later date. But you can see there that you're going to need either 10,000 Megatronus spark or 22.5 Universal spark. So I think the idea is, obviously because it's Universal, you're going to need more. If it's Pacific, you're going to need less. So as you can see there, in terms of Megatronus, again, this is all going to change, specific figures and stuff, but I imagine the ability will stay the same. Dark Flame, enemies near Megatronus are infused with Dark Energon, reducing their DPS by 12% for 5 seconds. So he is a melee bot, so any bots within his melee range will reduce their DPS by 12% for 5 seconds. So as you can see there, as you upgrade the Prime Lab, it increases the power of your primes even further. So for Prime level Lab level 2, it looks like your Prime level will get to 40, and obviously subsequent levels of your lab will mean you will get more levels for your Prime. And this is the other ability here. So you can see Prime Landings. This is the ability that when it hits the landing pad or hits the battlefield, this is what you're going to get. So your Prime materializes in this plane of existence, unleashing a burst of energy that deals 217 damage in a small area. Now, obviously, 217 damage is nothing right now, but you got to think it's only a level 55 bot or Prime. But you got to think these things will all be balanced, obviously, in playtest. And you can see there, that's the ability. So enemies near Megatronus are infused with Dark Energy, reducing their DPS by 12% for 5 seconds, as we saw earlier. So there'll also be artifacts to get for these primes, and specific artifacts will go with a specific prime. So you can see there the Requiem Blaster. So I believe that the Requiem Blaster will be quite easy to get, they said. So similar to the primes, quite free to play friendly to obtain it. But leveling it up will be a different matter. That will be, like I said, competing in events and obviously buying bundles as well. So as you can see there, it takes the same resource as we saw earlier. So looking at the resource, Megatronus Spark, you can see the emblem there. So because it is his artifact, it takes the same spark. So you've got to decide on whether you want to put the Megatronus Spark into the Requiem Blaster or whether you want to put it into Megatronus himself. But as you can see there, the upgrade bonus, extra ability effects added every 5 levels. So as it goes up, it will change. And they said that what will happen is either the Prime itself or the Requiem Blaster, the artifact, will evolve. That's the word that they used. So you see there that the Requiem Blaster shoot the nearest target for 11 seconds, dealing fire damage. So not too sure how it's going to work because he is kind of melee bot. Does that mean that it will start standing back a bit more? I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. But these sort of act the same sort of like combat. And they did say that there'll be events like combat events for these things as well. So as you see there, how it works is he's currently grayed out, and the way it works at the moment is that you need 19 ability points to be able to use him. Now, it doesn't take 19 ability points, as in, if you get 19 ability points, you don't lose those ability points, but it just makes you sort of destroy some buildings before you drop him. Is that some way to try and counter backdoors? Maybe. I don't know. But it just means you've got to destroy quite a few defences. Now, the way I understand it at the moment, again, it's down to playtest. I'm not too sure I agree with this, but you actually have to destroy more things the higher you go. So as you can see here, this is about a zone 15, 16 base. So for zone 17, it means you have to have more ability points than 19. So I have to ask myself, if you're looking at Prime League Wars, how many ability points is it going to take to be able to activate your Prime? And will we simply see everyone just using front-loaded bases? Because then you've got to destroy half the base before, or 3/4 of the base before you drop your Prime. Will we just see literally everyone just using front-loaded bases? There we go. There we drop the bots. So you can see there. If you watch carefully as they destroy things. So you see there. So they destroy something, destroy 2. So you've got 2 ability points. 5 ability points. You can see there it's racking up. So you see there that They've got to 19 now. So you can see that they can actually use them, but if you look carefully, they've got 40 ability points there. And when they drop Megatronus, they don't lose any ability points. You don't have to use ability points to drop a Prime, but you need to get to a certain amount of ability points that you've gained from the base before you drop him. There we go, there he lands, does a bit of damage in an area, and now he's sort of a tank for your team. So one thing I did notice is obviously he's a melee Prime, so I imagine we'll get some that are gunners, maybe some that are healers. Megatronus maybe, not too sure, but he is melee. Obviously not showing too much damage there, but it's still got a bit of balance and stuff, but it's just a meat shield, it's just a bit of DPS. I hope a bit more than that. I hope it gives an effect to your team as well. So for me, with these primes, what they need to do is, obviously they need to do something when they land, whether it's give your bots a DPS boost or give them a HP increase or something. They each need to do something. For me, personally, I think it does need to correlate with what they do in-game already. For example, Megatronus is fire, so it needs to sort of stick with fire. The age is hack, so it needs to sort of hack a bit. But like I said, I just hope it's not just a meat shield and a bit of DPS. I hope it adds effects permanently as you evolve it. I imagine over time this would give all your team a Megatronus effect, or maybe it doubled the damage of or doubled the area of Megatronus when it's put on your team. Something like that, where it affects something within the game other than just DPS and HP. And that is all we've got so far for the primes. But like I said, tune in next week where we will have a lot more about the primes. So let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for the primes? Can you not wait for them to come out? Have you got some reservations and some changes you'd like to see? Let me know in the comments what you guys think and what you'd like to see from the primes.